Sandy Roberts after a short break.
The Essendon Football Club and its army of supporters have spent the day savouring their success in yesterday's grand final. Mark O'Brien has followed the Bombers over the last 24 hours and says planning for back-to-back flags is underway.
At least 15,000 people rallied to worship their heroes who brought the premiership home to Windy Hill. They wanted to share a part of the Bombers' victory. The stands were packed while others surrounded a small stage on the Oval. The players were treated like rock stars as they made their way through the throng.
It's great to see everyone here today, and you know we won it for us, and we also won it for you. Thanks a lot.
When Kevin Sheedy held the cup aloft, he nearly sparked a riot. The players were crushed by well-wishers after they were presented to the fans. Writer's cramp could become the major post-grand final injury. The huge reception at Windy Hill came after the euphoria of the night before for players, officials and supporters. This was the premiership the club did not expect to win. The team received a hero's welcome when they celebrated at a club ball at the Hilton Hotel.
Oh, it's unbelievable, mate. The dream come true.
20 years old when a premiership is really good. In years to come, they'll look back on this one and they'll realise how special it was.
Essendon President David Shaw told the true believers that the baby Bombers had exceeded all expectations.
We forecast that we would put things in place to win a premiership by 1995. Well, this young, fantastic team we have developed here has shot those plans to ribbons. We can only plan for back-to-back premierships.
I think it's wonderful for Essendon and Kevin and his young boys. Great.
The crowd hung on every word from coach Kevin Sheedy.
A year that possibly the Essendon Football Club stole the premiership, no doubt about that. Personally, all the year I thought the West Coast Eagles were the best team in it, but they were always the team to beat, and we beat them twice.
Sheedy praised his players and captain Mark Thompson for his leadership.
What a magnificent night, huh? And the day. Surely has been one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me.
Norm Smith medalist Michael Long was a crowd favourite.
It's a great win today. Geez, I played well. This medal far better than the brown one.
As the players revelled in the glory, their fans in Essendon partied well past midnight at local hotels. At the Windy Hill Social Club, the first editions of the newspapers were snapped up. One sour note was a fire deliberately lit outside the club headquarters.
Concern for the people inside if it had have gone any further, for sure. And we would have then had a major problem on our hands.
After 1 a.m, some of the premiership players made their way back to the club to wind up a very long night.
For the Blues, defeat was naturally a bitter blow, and after a night of drowning their sorrows, fans turned out at Princes Park to pay tribute to the side this afternoon. They went into the game as slight favourites, but in the end, Carlton had been outclassed and outplayed by the Bombers. Just hours after the final siren, players were still coming to terms with the heartbreaking loss, as 600 die-hard Blues supporters packed into the Southern Cross Hotel ballroom.
How are you feeling, mate?
Absolutely devastated, worse than I ever thought I could feel. Really disappointed.
Your dream for the year has disappeared, or you've squandered it. It's just an enormous disappointment.
And this from an emotional, drained and exhausted David Parkin.
We played poorly because Essendon played great footy. We played as well as we were basically allowed to play.
And at around midnight, Carlton arrived home here at Princes Park to a wonderful reception. Despite the loss, the atmosphere was absolutely terrific. It was like they'd won the flag, and supporters were seemingly coping well with defeat, helped by one of the game's true gentlemen.
We're all the champions, they like to send us, we'll keep our hands up.
But for this young fan, it was all too much after such high expectations. for the Bombers, while Carlton come to terms with yesterday's 44-point loss at the MCG. Now Essendon is looking ahead to 1994, and next week coach Kevin Sheedy will hold a special meeting at the club to map out plans for a premiership defence next season. This was a classic end to a remarkable season.
What about that? Just sitting in bed as a little kid, you always dream about this sort of thing, and now it's happened. If I wasn't so tired, I'd be happy, but I'm just so exhausted that I don't know what to feel.
To be the captain, you know, to get up there and hold the cup to all the crowd and the players, it's just magnificent.
From the start, the Dons asserted their authority on the game, and with Michael Long explosive out of the centre, the writing was on the wall for the Blues.
30 metres out! Oh, what play!
Long's best on-ground performance and the Bombers' commitment paved the way for a sensational 44-point demolition job. There were few bright spots for Carlton, but Stephen Kernahan's 7 goals was nothing short of inspirational. Sticks was brutally frank about the Blues' efforts late last night.
Essendon got the ball a hell of a lot more than we did, and obviously if you haven't got it, you can't kick goals, and that's